What is up, everyone? Thanks for joining me. I'm KG. I got another replay here. This one's against Invoked. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a lot. Even just a simple like, simple comment, it all helps out. Um, Also, I am gonna start trying to upload some different matches here that aren't just with my deck. Try to get to table one and record some of their matches.
We don't care.
Sometimes I don't be at table. Most of the time, I don't be at table. I'm trash. But most of the time, I don't end up at table one. So I want to get you guys some more footage from table one matches. So he starts off with Alistar. Alistar activates his effect, searches invocation. I droll on the invocation search. He then goes for the spell card that summons out the Ayahuasca from his deck. And then he links one, goes for Artemis. He won't be able to activate the Ayahuasca card to banish itself and search for an Alistar monster because he's under Droll. So that's kind of good. That gives us a... So Joel is doing his job. Joel is doing a little something. Slowing him down a little bit. But then he goes for Invocation. I do have Bell, so I activate Bell on the Invocation, which causes it to fizzle. And he has a second Bell. Yeah, I remember him having a second Bell here, so he probably just gonna rip the Bell anyways. Yeah, so rip the Bell, rip the Invocation. So he used his second Invocation, banishing my Droll and banishing the Alistair. Then he's gonna go for Sarath. Okay. And then he's gonna activate the Invocation to shuffle back and add back a banished Alistair. So he's gonna add back his Invoker, shuffle back one copy of Invocation. I think. Let's see. Okay, so he uses the Sarath to summon back my Bell. Then he goes for the Alistar to increase the attack of the fusion monster. So discard it, increase the attack of the fusion monster. Go for SP. SP is going to banish... Did he banish something?
No.
I assume he banished the fusion monster from the graveyard and the Alistar to summon out this fusion guy. And I guess he passes there. So he has SP, he has fusion guy in grave, or he has the fusion guy banished, the Sarath, and the Alistar banished. He has an invocation in graveyard, so we'll be able to get that back, that Alistar. So did Bro really open 2 invocation and an Alistar? That's kind of crazy. Because I know next turn he rips another invocation. But anyways, I start my turn off with the one starter that I open. I have a bunch of other cards that are not starters. So I go for the Roar. Roar summons out Dippity. Dippity is a light fiend, so we go straight into Requiem. Requiem link off. We're gonna go, or excuse me, Requiem effect. He's gonna go Ash. I have Called By for that. So I do Called By the Ash. That resolves. And then I go ahead and summon out Lacrima. Lacrima effect's gonna dump the Engraver. He's gonna use SP to pop me, but I have FTV to pop his SP, so that won't resolve. And then we send the Engraver. Then we go, I assume we're gonna go Engraver to special. Yeah, okay, so Engraver's gonna special out by shuffling back the Dippity. This is a misplay, by the way. I should have just tried to get over his board as much as possible. And I should have made the DDD, because the only cards that he can use special summon a monster. But instead I go for the sequence line to go for Desiree. But anyways, because I don't know why I was scared of targeting. I was scared of FTV, but it was just stupid. I should have gone for DDD. But anyways, I do go ahead and use the Engraver effect to send his Ayahuasca card. Then I go for Sequence with the Lacrima Engraver. Sequence summons out the Desiree by shuffling back Requiem, Lacrima, Engraver. And then use the Sequence with the Desiree, go for Agnumde. And then I believe here we just go Battle? Yeah, so Battle afterwards, beat over the Fusion. Yeah, tough shit, bro. It's not, that's not too hot there. That's not too hot. I should have ended on a Desiree, but the way I was thinking about it was he only has one card. I'm gonna have a Deseret that's untargetable. I'm gonna have a face down, and I'm gonna have a fucking FTV. So there should be plenty of interruptions. But his last card in hand is an Invocation. He has one card in his hand right now. He's getting back the Alistar from the Banish Zone with the Invocation engraved, and then he also has whatever his top deck is. I do have 3 hard interruptions, but it doesn't end up being enough, which is kind of crazy. I fucking sold the bag. Should have just made DDD, because like I said, if I go DDD here, he can search off the Alistar, activate Invocation, negate, activate another Invocation, negate, game. So like, I don't know what I'm doing, because I have Purge here to stop this. Like I said, I could have just, it just sucks. We fucked this up. We fucked this all the way up. So yeah, he goes for Alistar effect. I Dominus Purge that, which like I said, if I'd have played it outright, we would have just allowed that and then used the Invocation, or use the DDD to stop the Invocation. But instead I have a Caesar and a Fallen. He goes for this guy, the Link 2. Now I'm thinking, okay, not a big deal. He goes for an Invocation, I believe that is. Yeah, I think he just ripped Invocation from his hand. So he revealed the last unknown card. Now I know it's Invocation. You guys can't see it because his hand's covering it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I do go ahead and negate the Invocation. And then he has one last card, and it is the Iowas. So he banishes it for cost to special summon, or to search an Alistar, and then he can normal summon it afterwards. So he searches for the Alistar, and then gets a free normal summon. Or no, special summon. It special summons itself when he has a Spellcaster. You can target Spellcaster or Fusion. So yeah, there was multiple ways to play around this. I even could have used FTV to pop my Deseret, so that there was no Fusion on field, and then Deseret's effect from Grave could have popped his Spellcaster, so he wouldn't have been able to extend into the Alistar. There were things that I could have done, but I just decided to let it go, because I don't really know the matchup too well, just to be honest. And he gets the Invocation Sword, shuffle back, summon out the big Fusion, so now he's got a card that's threatening to banish my entire field, so I'm like, fuck. At this point, shitting bricks, so I go ahead, use Fallen again, send the Albion, and then I'd pop one of his monsters. And it's like, bro, you should have just popped your Deseret so it didn't get banished. But anyways, it would have got banished anyways, because he doesn't even target. So I was cooked either way at this point. Allowing this to happen cooked me, so I should have, after he searched for the Alistar, I should have just popped my own Deseret with FTV, and then then Deseret effect to send his Spellcaster to the graveyard. He would have had no cards on board but the Alistar in hand. I would have had a top deck something to keep playing. But if I would have had DDD, then I would have been, whatever. So we cooked ourselves. Alright, so he goes ahead and banishes 3 of my cards with his Fusion. He banishes the Albion, banishes the Deseret, and something else. And then he just keeps playing. He goes Surath, summon out another one. He's just still playing. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I scoop it up once I see the writing. He only needs like one more monster, and then I cut. Yeah, so he activates Invocation, and then I concede. Cooked. Like, what? Cooked, bro.
You're trash, bro.
Like, why not just make DDD? Why not just make DDD? Like, you suck. I'm ass. It happens. I'm sorry, guys. I'm put it down below. You gotta comment down below. KG's trash. It is what it is. It just is. It is what it is. Like, this is well deserved. But yeah, go ahead and go for track game 2. Track will search for the I think I searched Lurie. I don't really remember. Discard the Lurie. Activate Lurie to special. He's thinking here, I think. It looks like he started with Perulia as well, so he did also Perulia me. Oh, he drolled me. Okay, so he drolled me after I searched off the tract. Gotcha. He was thinking on the droll. He did end up drolling. I go for the normal plays Requiem with the Requiem effect, tribute off, summon out the Lacrima effects in the engraver, equipped, and then go for Necro. Because at this point now I'm realizing, okay, all you gotta do is make DDD. Because everything he summons or searches summons a card. So just make DDD and you're good. So now I know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I exist 2 monsters, the engraver and the Necro equip. Go for the DDD, and I have basic Fiendsmith plays. Like I said, I have Lacrima and Graveyard with the Requiem. So I also have trap support. I have 2 interruptions off DDD. Then I have 2 face downs and 2 in hand. So I'm in a good spot. This is a decent turn on board. This is pretty much what I'm going for when I have just 1 card starter. Only one card starter. Let's see. His first play. It sucks that his hands are in front because I can't really see. I can't really see the card that he's using. But he's activating a card, and then I'm just gonna use Purge to negate it, negate the search. Oh, it's Sloth. It's Pot of Sloth. Okay, so he activates Pot of Sloth to try and draw 3 cards, but I do negate that with Purge. I don't want them drawing cards, bro. Pot of Sloth is actually really, really strong. Not only does it give him 1 extra card, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a +1, but it's also going to fix their hand. So, like, you know, like, I guess it's a break even, you know, because you're only drawing 1 extra card. In reality, you're only going to keep 1 of those cards extra, but you get to fix your hand. So I think that card's really good. But anyways, I go for the Lacrima. Lacrima sends the Fallen and Paradise, whatever. And then he has another Sloth, I think. Or does he have Thrust? I think he has a Thrust and he goes for Sloth again. That's what I think happens. Which is interesting. So I probably should have just waited on the Lacrima. I just need to start being more patient with these cards. Because now he has a Sloth. He probably didn't have any more plays. He's probably just going to stop playing. Because now he goes for Sloth again. This is going to give him a draw 3 again. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't, like, I have, you know, it's not once per turn. So go ahead. He draws 3, puts 2 cards back. So yeah, like I said before, it's a break even. The Sloth it's not a plus, it's a break even. Because it's pretty much Upstart Goblin, but with more steps. So you have extra cards to choose from. You choose what you're going to draw. So it's like Pot of Duality mixed with, or I guess it's more like Prosperity mixed with Upstart. I guess it's just kind of just like Prosperity with no drawback. Yeah, so it's pretty much just Prosperity. Just like a better Prosperity, pretty much, but it's only useful for instead. Okay, anyways, you guys know what this card does. But yeah, we're waiting for him to decide what to keep. But you know, he's probably just new to this deck. This deck has a lot of intricate plays and a lot of lines that it could take. So he goes ahead and goes for Magical Meltdown. This searches out the Alistar. You know, it is what it is. Alistar's that boy. He normal summons him, uses his effect. I read the field spell, so I have an idea of exactly what it's going to do. It stops me from activating effects when he fusion summons a monster. It also stops me from negating the activation of something that would fuse. So I can negate the effect of something that would fuse, but I can't negate the activations. I cannot DDD this, so we just, we're chilling. So he goes, and I read the DDD, I'm like, can I do anything about this? But no, DDD negates activations, so Meltdown actually just kind of checks that shit. Wild. Like, and you know what's even more wild? I sided out the FTV. I sided out the FTV, bro, because I'm thinking to myself, I don't really need the spot removal against this guy. I didn't see him playing no Veiler, no Imperm, so I was like, I don't really see the need to have something like, you know, like an FTV, because it's not going to really be doing too much to help me. But I forget they have a field spell that searches and that stops me from using cards. So I do go ahead and try to Imperm the, what's it called? The, I try to Imperm the Invoker. Heat Change Droplet shuts down the, what's it called? The Caesar. So I lost an Imperm and lost my Caesar. He got his Invocation. I think he's down to 1 or 2 cards in his hand. We confirmed the Imperm column because he's a better player than me and he doesn't play an Imperm. Check out my last video. Played right into the Imperm. Like, what the fuck, man? Played right into the Imperm column. It was crazy. Almost cost me the game. But yeah, let's see. He goes for looks like he has a banished Alistar, so I assume he's going Invocation here. Yeah, he banishes my Requiem. And then goes for the red guy. Red guy, I think, searches another guy. Yeah, searches another guy. This guy summons himself and then sets an Invocation. So he's going to go ahead and do that. He's going to activate the effect to summon himself. Oh no, he's activating Invocation Engraved to get it back in the deck, add back his Alistar. Solid fusion spell, like I keep saying, Invocation solid. Then he goes Alistair effect to make his fusion a little bigger. And then he goes card effect to special summon itself when he has I think he has to have an Alistair in field or grave. That's probably why he did that. But he uses the effect to summon itself. I do attempt to DDD. DDD is negated, of course, but this does allow me to get a light fiend into the grave, because if you look at my grave, since Requiem was banished with Invocation, I don't have a light fiend, which means my Paradise would be dead. But on res of summon, since summon is successful and DDD can't negate, I do go ahead activate Paradise since a monster was specialed, and I send the Desiree, and then this is going to cause him to finish resolving. He's going to resolve and set his invocation off of the monster he just extended with. And I'm going to go ahead and just use Desiree to shuffle back and to send his face down to the graveyard. At this point, I'm thinking my board's probably cooked. He's probably going to have a way to at least get rid of the monsters that I have on board and maybe set up like an SP or something. That's what I'm thinking right now. So hopefully I have some kind of way to play in my hand. I don't remember exactly how this game goes. I know we end up going into time. So we end up rolling for it, but yeah, in this game too, I'm not too sure what happens. He goes Sword. Sword's going to shuffle back from Banished. He uses his SP and uses his Banished Invoker. Goes for the Ocean Dude. Yeah, so this guy makes everything that goes to my grave, any monster that gets into grave is banished instead. Then he's going to go Sword effect to shuffle back and add back Invocation. Sword's also good. Just adds back cards from... that shit's free, bro. So adds back Invocation. He's going to rip the Invocation again. Like, when does this shit end, bro? Like, damn. He's still going. He's going to use my Desiree for material as well as his Alistar that he had back in the graveyard. And he's going to go for a Mechaba. But he has no cards in hand, so the Mechaba is at least not live. All monsters get banished, so I banished the DDD, banished the Lacrima. Necrocrypt was technically a material, so it does not get banished. You gotta look up rulings. You gotta look up rulings, bro. Xyz materials, they go to graveyard unless you're under macro. You're not under macro, you're under defissure. So we go for Primite Roar. We got the Primite Roar. This card has been clutch for me, bro. Summon out the Deputy, and then all I can really afford to do here is go for Typhon to bounce the Ocean Dude, and then just beat over his other guy. So Typhon, once again, is that guy, bro. I keep telling y'all about Typhon. He's him. Gotta have Typhon. It's not gonna save your life every time, but it might save your life some of the time. In which cases you're gonna be glad you had it. Make the room for him, bro. He's one of the staples that you gotta play, him and SP. But yeah, I just kind of passed there. I do use Engraver to search so I can get the tract in my hand, so I have a guaranteed starter next turn. He goes Alistair on normal summon, and then I just use Purge. Purge is going to negate the effect of Search and Destroy. Then he's going to go Iowas again to summon from deck. This card has been putting in work, man. The Iowas has been crazy. The Iowas has been crazy, but he doesn't get another normal summon because you can only normal summon once per turn, and you can't special the Alistair without having a spellcaster or a fusion on the board. So now I use the tract. He passes back to me with just the Alistair in hand. I use the tract that I had last turn. Get the plays going. You know what I'm saying? So we go ahead, get the Lurie. I'm checking my resources. Let's see what I can do. I could definitely go second Requiem, but I decided to go tract. Okay, I use tract. Get rid of my Engraver that I top decked and get rid of the Lurie to summon out the Lacrima. Lacrima summons out the banished Desiree, and then link off the Lacrima for a Requiem. Beautiful. Okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. Shuffle back the Lacrima with the Engraver. He's reading the Lacrima to make sure it can summon from Banish, and then he concedes. So he sees the damage on board, he concedes. Next game, game 3. Like I said, we do end up going into time here. Like we're already like a minute or two away from time. We're like a minute away from time, and I have a decent hand, so I'm not just gonna concede. He builds his board. We just kind of like play it out as much as possible, build his board. But I already told him like we're probably gonna have to roll for it because there's just too many plays and there's too many interactions that could take place. I'm not just gonna scoop it up. Which is fair, you know. I have a full hand of cards. I got Sloth in hand. I got some good cards in hand, so it's like Scooping wasn't an option here, but he goes for his normal plays, normal summon Alistar. I don't have any hand traps either. I play like 17 hand traps. I don't have a single one. But he goes for Alistar, can't stop it. Get the invocation, link it off for Artemis. Invocation, summon out the Sorath guy. You can link 2. Invocation's gonna add back the Alistar as well. He's gonna link 2 for the big Alistar. And then what else is he doing? Oh yeah, he gets to summon out the Iowas from grave for free. So whenever a fusion or an invoked fusion, I believe, is sent to the graveyard by any means except for battle, he can trigger the Iowas in grave to summon itself back. So this deck has some cool resources. I don't want to go too far with this statement, but I feel like, you know, that's already slippery slope saying we feel like, but I feel like if this deck really had like a dedicated pilot to really go hard with it, to really look at the ins and outs and not give up on the deck just because new cards come out, I feel like this deck could be very, very powerful. They have a lot of lines to play through things. They have a lot of ways to extend. All their cards are pretty good by themselves except for the fusion spells, so I'm kind of liking this deck. But anyways, he goes for the Iowas. It's going to summon itself back, and then after that it's going to banish itself to summon out the other Alistar. And then he's going to get the Banished Horizon for the Alistar, which allows him to search the sword, and it also gives him fuel for his fusion summon. So new Alistar is broken as hell. Don't let anyone tell you different. The new Alistar is very good card. He has 2 4s here, so he's gonna go for dual drive. I'm just kidding. The dual drive keeps coming up, bro. You just gotta make dual drive and you're good. That's it. Just go dual drive, man. That's all you needed to do. But he links to, I believe that's an IP that he summons. Then he goes the Graveyard Effect to Fuse, I believe. Either he used a Graveyard Effect to Fuse or he used another invocation. I don't know. He's cooking. I have no hand trap, so he's just going for it. Summons the other guy that searches this guy. This guy's gonna set an invocation as well. So he's using that effect. I have nothing. He obviously knows that by this point, so he's just going for it. Gotta make dual drive, bro. He sets the another sword, and then he goes invocation, which is gonna banish. I think that's the ocean guy. I think that's the ocean guy that banishes everything, so that's a problem. And then he goes for, what is that? Corridor? Yeah, he goes for Corridor. And then tribute the Corridor, go for Colossus. So inboard's looking pretty good. He's got the guy that banishes everything. He's got a Colossus. He's got another way to fuse in the backfield, and then whatever non-engine he has. So this is pretty decent. I'm surprised he didn't go for the fusion, the big fusion, to hit some cards from my extra deck, but he doesn't do that. I go ahead and start with Sloth, and at this point in time, we are literally in time. So there is, the time has been called. I draw a bunch of cards, and I put a bunch of cards back, but like I said, we have to roll for it because we're in time. We've already passed time, but luckily our judge did not make us get a double game loss, so we just roll for it. But yeah, then I show him all the cards I drew and shit, you can see. And then you have like a little discussion about what might have happened, but obviously this doesn't matter because it's time. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.